Yes, we can start, ma'am, whenever you're ready.
Can I start, ma'am?
Yeah. Start. Yeah, we can start.
The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks and then starting on the first one. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Vindhya from Department of Commerce, take this opportunity to welcome you all for 3 days international webinar on Gandhian Principles for Institutional Practices and Success in Career Pathway, organized by BMS College for Women in association with Skilling India. Skilling India is a new age skills development organization initiated by a group of industry experienced professionals and entrepreneurs from IIT, IIM, and other reputed institutions who are passionate about learning. I now request Principal Dr. N. Nanda to welcome the speaker of the day.
Hello. Thank you, Vindhya. Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you.
On behalf of BMS College for Women and myself, I extend a hearty welcome to all the dignitaries and participants for 3-day international webinar. It's my privilege to welcome Mr. Prakash Singh, Advisor, Skilling India, London, UK, as a resource person for international webinar organized by BMS College for Women, Bengaluru, on the topic Gandhian Principles for Institutional Practice and Success in Career Pathway from 15th October to 17th October 2020 between 3 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. Skilling India, as Vindhya said, it's a new age skills development organization, and the team actually has come together with the mission of improving millions of lives through effective ways of upskilling, right skilling, and continuous learning for higher employability, organizational productivity, entrepreneurship, career, and personal growth. Going ahead, we are planning to enter into a MOU with Skilling India in future for the benefit of our students. Mr. Prakash Singh is a result-driven professional with more than 2 decades of comprehensive experience of driving performance across multiple firms to create purpose-led businesses. He is currently based in London, is a non-executive director at Euler Systems and has held leadership roles in the past with various multinational corporations. He is an alumnus of FT Academy, London, UK, NED Diploma, IIM Bangalore, and IIT Delhi. His participation in outstanding teachers, brilliant classmates, proactive colleagues, and inspiring mentors has helped him to develop his own identity and aspire to work towards goals of a better world. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Neeraj Kumar, co-founder, Skilling India, is a serial entrepreneur, leadership, mindfulness, and career coach. Is graduate of IIT Delhi and started his professional career as a software engineer and worked with global MNC in India and UK before he founded his first HR tech venture, Talent One, in 2006. During his entrepreneurial journey, he founded Bengaluru's first food tech venture, It's My Meal, in 2011 and Skilling India in 2020. He has also worked with hundreds of startups and high growth phase companies on talent strategy and organizational growth. In addition to managing his business, he mentors entrepreneurs, He is a passionate advocate of continuous learning, skills development, and purposeful living that has inspired him to co-found Skilling India to improve millions of lives across India. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Manish Chowdhury. He is the co-founder of Skilling India and former CEO of Tally Education Private Limited, a Tally Group company. While at Tally Education, he conceptualized and created the popular Tally certifications like Tally ACE, Tally Pro, and Tally Guru that became benchmarks for the candidate and the employer in terms of the skill on domain as well as application. Almost 2 lakh students benefited from these certificates across 1,000 plus colleges. He co-founded Skilling India to create an ecosystem not just to find jobs, but make leaders that succeed in their careers. Manish studied biochemical engineering and biotechnology from IIT Delhi and then did his MBA from IIM Bengaluru. He has more than 20 years of experience across high growth enterprises in various facets of management. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
I welcome. I also welcome Mr. Prashant from Skilling India, who has taken keen interest to organize this program. And I welcome all the faculty members, from Skilling India, and my dear students. I thank and appreciate Srimati Gayatri, Head of the Department of Commerce, and her team members for having organized such a beautiful program. Once again, I welcome each one of you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm welcome. On behalf of the department and on behalf of BMS College for Women, I extend a warm welcome to you too, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now, over to Mr. Prakash Singh.
Thank you very much, Principal Ma'am, and thank you very much for to Skilling India for getting this organized, and for my all the audience over here, faculty and students. Big namaskara to all of you, and I will start my presentation. I hope all of you can see the presentation now.
Yes, it's taking a few moments, but I think it will come there. Yep, it is there now.
So it is great to see that there are still people talking and thinking about Gandhiji and Gandhian principles, and in view of that, BMS College for Women taking this initiative, talking about Gandhiji, is very heartening and very inspirational to see that all the principals and faculty have taken this opportunity to think about it. I have very fond memories of Bangalore, and Bangalore holds a very special place in my heart. I would say that apart from my village, if I have to choose one best city in India, that would be Bangalore. And I lived in several places in Bangalore. I worked in Chamraj Nagar. I used to live in Wilson Garden. Then I used to live in Jayanagar, then in Whitefield. So across multiple locations, I have lived and worked in Bangalore, and plus studying at IIM Bangalore has I would say given a big fillip to my career. So all of you, when I am talking to you, I can feel that enthusiasm and vibration that city brings to the table. So I'm very humbled and honored to be here with you. Okay. Now, when we talk about Gandhiji, okay, we all would have heard a story about an elephant and few blind men. and where everybody, whoever touched whichever part of the elephant, they think the elephant is like this. So somebody, when they touch, elephant's trunk, they thought the elephant is like a snake. Somebody who touched their legs, they said the elephant is like a pillar. I would say that similar to that, each one of us are limited by our own experience and knowledge, and Gandhiji, everybody interprets in their own way. I would, say that, I would have interpreted Gandhiji in the corporate world from my own experience, and that is limited. Okay, so whatever interpretation today you will see is my own interpretation in working in the corporate world for last 22 years, and it is limited because I had a limited exposure to it. My interaction of my knowledge about Gandhiji started, or knowing about Gandhiji started when I was in school, with like majority of you. But seriously, I actually came to know a little bit more about Gandhiji when I read his autobiography. And that was, I started that book on 2nd of January 1998. And this book is one of the toughest book which I have ever read. And I finished reading that book 16th of February 1999. It took me almost 13 months to read this book. And it is not that the language was difficult. I think each page was so inspirational. And after reading each page, I used to start thinking, how difficult, how much honest, Gandhiji has been in his book. And each page is I would say, learning in itself. So all of you who have not read the book, I would highly recommend the book. And it is Gandhiji's autobiography, My Experiment with Truth. So with that, I would move into next page. I have categorized today's discussion in 3 themes. The first theme is Gandhiji's perspective on major corporate issues. The second theme is about select examples from Gandhiji's life and work, a corporate approach. And third theme is relevant quotes from corporate career perspective. Okay. So first is Gandhiji's perspective on major corporate issues. Now, before we begin, I want to know how many of us think if Gandhiji was against corporates. So, all of you whoever are, listening to this and watching this, could you please vote for this? I will just give you 1 minute. Was Gandhiji against the corporates? So we will just take 1 complete minute and then we will, move into the next page. I came to know there are more than 250 participants in this.
Okay. On Zoom and remaining are on YouTube, Prakash. So what you'll see in the poll is out of the 100.
Okay, fine. So I think we are halfway through. I think we can perhaps end the poll and move into the next one. So I think majority, about 55% people say that Gandhiji was not against, and there are some people who say yes, and there are equally number of people who say that they don't know. Okay, fine. So what we will do, maybe in the next couple of slides, we would go through it what is the reality. Okay. So when we try to dwell into this particular subject, I think it is very much important first to understand what is a corporate or what is a business organization. There are many definitions, but in order to simplify it, a business organization or corporate is owned by shareholders and established as per the rules and regulation of the country or the region. Simple. Okay. And what is its purpose? The purpose of any corporate or a business organization, historically it has been established, is the value maximization for the shareholders or the owners. In a very brief, words, this is what a corporation and its purpose. Now, what were Gandhiji's view here? 8th August 1925, when he was in Jamshedpur and was invited by laborers in Jamshedpur, and he spoke at Indian Association. It is a pleasure to me identify myself with laboring class, because without labor we can do nothing. In the same speech, he said that my identification with labor does not conflict with my friendship with capital. I have always said that my ideal is that capital and labor should supplement and help each other. Capitalists being trustees for the welfare of laboring class under them. These were Gandhiji's words on 8th of August 1925. Almost 100 years ago. The most important word I would say we need to remember from this particular slide, what Gandhiji used, is trustees. Today, in last 22 years of my corporate career, I have come across now all the good corporates are embracing two words. First is corporate social responsibility, and the second is triple bottom line. Corporate social responsibility is self-explanatory. I will just explain on triple bottom line. So one of the bottom line is profit, which comes from originally from the the last page. Which are other two bottom lines? The other two bottom lines is one is people, the another one is planet. So what nowadays corporations are talking about, we are talking about profit, people, planet. All three are important. Okay. As of last year, in August 29, there is a business roundtable in America, is association of all the CEOs of America's leading companies. So 181 of them actually signed and committed to new purpose of corporation, wherein they said they traded shareholder maximization to stakeholder focus. So earlier, corporates who were always looking to increase the value for the shareholders, they are now talking about the stakeholder. And they pledge delivering value to our customers, investing in our employees, dealing fairly and ethically with our suppliers, supporting the communities in which we work, and generating long-term value for shareholders. Now, if you see entire this movement now, you would realize that the whole concept of trustee, which Gandhiji had brought in, that is being slowly and slowly adopted, and organizations are trying to practice it. So I'll come back to word trustee again. What exactly trustee means? Trustee means somebody who can be trusted to take care of. So Gandhiji always thought that corporations are actually trustee for the employees, for the communities, and for the welfare of overall planet. Moving on to the next page, what was Gandhiji's view on environment and climate change? If we look at this chart and last more than 100 years of history of global surface temperature, you would realize that the global surface temperature has gone from negative to positive side, and it is really very warm. Some of you who have been keen students of science or are still students of science would know that Earth is almost 75% with water and 25% land mass. To increase temperature even by 1 degree centigrade, that means there is a huge increase in temperature, because water, because of its nature, consumes a lot of is able to hold a lot of energy. So since 1940 onwards, if you would see that actually temperature has been increasing. Now, why this temperature is increasing? This temperature is increasing for many reasons, and some of them are increased consumerism. We are always looking to we are spending a lot of money buying new clothes or food items. Unnecessarily, the increase in consumerism has increased, is leading to increase in production, and hence it is leading to emission of gases. Similarly, use of fossil fuels, the transportation related in temperature increase. Similarly, there are many other regions which is leading to emission of gases, which is increasing the temperature. Yesterday, I was attending another conference, and in that conference, somebody remarked that per capita greenhouse gases emission from India is still very low in comparison to the developed world. If Indians also start consuming so much of energy, actually India will contribute one of the maximum in the world, almost 30%. So it is a very alarming situation. Gandhiji said, Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed. In such a simple line, actually Gandhiji has warned, has told us long before that we should consume only as much as we need. And if we follow this Gandhian principle, perhaps we can help in our own way to degradation of climate. And all the corporations and what they are doing about it, they are now conscious about it. On the left hand side in this slide, you would see a company called PepsiCo, which majority of you would know. They have come out with their own policy about how they are going to deal with this climate change, and they have now put targets what exactly they want to do. So on the left hand side, it was a business ambition for 1.5 degree centigrade plus, and this is as per the United Nations goal. They are talking about that they would be using electric vehicles, and they would try to reduce the greenhouse gases emission by 6%. Similarly, Johnson & Johnson is also one of the leading companies in the world. They are striving to contribute towards this. Recently, recently during this COVID pandemic, we realized how much imbalance of growth we have observed in India. On this left-hand side, the picture what you see is a photo from Mumbai. On one side, we have these tall buildings, Each apartment would be worth crores. On the other side, we see these slums. This is stark reality, what we see. And who are these people who are coming to continuously these slums? Who are these people who are coming flocking to these cities? On the right hand side, you could see that hot spot of our migration. The areas around the country from where the migrants are coming to the cities. So we all know that top 1% India's population holds nearly 3/4 of nation's wealth. Now there is the imbalance in growth. Now, how this imbalance has happened, that itself is a matter of long discussion and debate. But what was Gandhiji's view about it? Gandhiji, long time back, advocated balance of growth. He talked about role of village economy. In his own words, he says, I have not contemplated, much less advised the abandonment of a single healthy life-giving industrial activity for the sake of hand spinning. The entire foundation of spinning wheel rests on the fact that there are crores of semi-unemployed employment people in India. The spinning wheel is destructive of no enterprise whatever. It is life-giving activity. A spinning wheel is just one of the examples what Gandhiji mentioned. But essentially, he was advocating the village economy. So if we have stronger village economy, there will be less stress even in our urban centers. So essentially, a balance of growth is very much required. Moving on to next section of today's discussion, Gandhi's life and work, a corporate approach. So the concepts so far I have discussed were Gandhi's view about corporation, environment, climate change, and regional balance. Those are a macro level perspective. But Gandhiji, in his own life, was he taking steps, or was he behaving in a corporate manner? I think let's explore a little bit of that. I have chosen selected examples. 9 January 2015, Gandhiji returned back to India after his successful experiments in South Africa, and he was given hero's welcome. Why he was given hero's welcome? Because the mass movement he started in South Africa was successful, and he came to India with a lot of success, with him. So Gandhiji's political mentor at that time was Gopal Krishna Gokhale. So he extracted one promise from Gandhi. He said that you take 1 year, it will be year of probation, and you travel around the world, travel around the country, and don't say anything till you make up your mind. So Gandhiji actually followed this advice and travel around the country. He gave his first political speech February 2016 on the occasion of laying the foundation of Banaras Hindu University. In a corporate world, you all will join, some will join NGO, some will join corporate world, somebody would get into some other profession. You would realize that there is a concept called market research. Now, Gandhiji actually went across the country to get understanding before speaking about it. Now, another point what we can get from here is having a mentor. Those of you who don't have a mentor yet, I'm sure some of you would already have mentors. Those of you who don't have mentors, mentors are very, very important. They may be from your own field, they may not be from your own field. somebody with whom you can discuss, get some guidance. So you need to have mentor. And period of probation, as some of you would soon join the organizations, there would be period of probation. But the point I want to drive home here is that Gandhiji actually, way back in 2015, actually went through some of the corporate concepts what we talk about. Moving on to next point, whenever we think about starting up any organization, whenever we think about starting up of any new product launch, we always talk about resource planning in corporate world. Gandhiji chose ahimsa, which was part of Indian religion tradition for centuries. And Gandhiji transformed this tool of ahimsa into political and social action. Many people have tried to interpret that why Gandhiji chose ahimsa to be political and for the political and social action. I have my own interpretation. As you all know, Gandhiji had come to UK, United Kingdom, and he understood the way in British Empire at that time worked and the might of British Empire. So Gandhiji was very methodical, and he understood very well that armed struggle would not be useful or successful against Britishers, because at the time Britain was the most powerful country in the world. The second thing is Mahatma Gandhi had already done his experiments with non-violence in South Africa, so he understood the potential of it. So Gandhiji, in his own words, says, non-violence is the greatest force at the disposal of mankind. It is mightier than the mightiest weapon of destruction devised by ingenuity of man. So what exactly Gandhiji did, by choosing this ahimsa, he transformed this latent force, which was already existing in India, into a political tool. And there was continuous supply of that. When you will join any organization, you would find all organizations have some vision and values. A lot of time, these visions are created by a selected few people. But the vision, which is not shared by all, finds difficulty in acceptance. Gandhiji traveled across the country to make the vision of independence a shared vision. And he made effort to relate with masses through value of truth and nonviolence. On 22nd September 1921, Gandhiji made this decision to change his attire. Till that time, he used to wear elaborate Gujarati attire to simple dhoti and shawl. Now, why Gandhiji did it? He said if he has to work with and for the poor people of India, how can he identify with them unless he wears, if he wears clothes different from them? So it was symbolic, but there was great message there. People could relate with Gandhiji. Gandhiji could relate with people of India at that time, because significantly large number of people in India were very poor and they could not afford more than one or two clothes. Now, it is one thing to have vision and values, but in my view, whatever values anyone writes on their corporate brochure or whatever they speak, the values only get tested when the incidents happen. So I would bring this incident. On 5th February 1922, a Chauri Chaura incident happened. Many of you would know about this. In that, 3 civilians and 22 policemen were killed by protesters by burning a police chowki. And at that time, there was a very, very successful non-cooperation movement which was going on. It was going on, and Gandhiji, after this incident happened, told that we should stop this movement. Many of the leaders at that time, they were critical of Gandhiji. They said that we had a very good momentum. We should not have stopped this. But Gandhiji went on a 5-day fast, as he felt that he is responsible for not training people enough to follow the path of non-violence. So earlier I was talking about Gandhiji having this values of non-violence. And this is the perfect example when this particular movement was at its peak. Because of this incident of violence, Gandhiji decided to halt. And he felt he's responsible. So these are some of the thoughts which I have captured from Gandhiji's life. Now we will move into the next point. In the corporate world, we talk about strategies, and people talk about strategy. There are many people working in the strategy department. Now, if we look at series of movements which Gandhiji planned and executed with help of thousands and crores of people in India. Right, 1917, the Champaran Satyagraha, then Kheda movement in 1918, then Khilafat movement, and 1920 non-cooperation movement, and the Dandi March 1930, and Quit India movement in 1942. All of these, build momentum for the independence. Smaller to bigger to bigger to biggest. And Gandhiji thought about these, planned about this along with other leaders. So in my view, in corporate world, whenever we talk about launching a new product, get into a new market, we go into a lot of discussions and debate and create a whole worksheet about it, planning about it. So we call it a strategy. And all these points, all these movements, what Gandhiji led, they were not small. And we need to remember that all of these were with the truth and non-violence. And all these movements were against the mighty British Empire. So in my view, Gandhiji was a master strategist. And one example I'll particularly take from the Dandi March. To make the salt and break the salt law, it was a very simple thing. So Gandhiji said that for 24 days, we will do this. And salt being so fundamental for our food, and such a small portion, but Gandhiji made sure that this gets enough momentum. People were able to relate with it, and it got wide coverage across the world. So he could have done it, in a small scale. But how do you galvanize people with a theme which is the thought which is very, very important to them? So Dandi March is a very, very I would say good example or great example of public relation. How do you make people relate with you? I'm not able to move the slide. Now, so far we have covered two topics. One was Gandhiji's view on the major corporate issues. The second one is Gandhi's own life and work in a corporate approach. Now we are on the last section, and that is, what are the relevant quotes from Gandhi said from the corporate career perspective. First point is about continuous learning. Gandhiji said, live as if you were to die tomorrow and learn as if you will live forever. Now, this is a very simple sentence, but very, very deep meaning. So when you all will get into your corporate life or in your working life, it's very important we should keep on learning. Just to share with you, I graduated from IIT Delhi in 1998, and when I got into corporate world, we continuously used to have some trainings, but I felt the need of learning more. And then I joined IIM Bangalore many years later. And actually, I graduated from IIM Bangalore in 2008. Almost 10 years later, I graduated from IIM Bangalore after IIT Delhi. And this year, I did my non-executive director diploma from London, which is again almost after 10 years, I graduated from IIM Bangalore. So these are some of the examples which actually I'm trying to imbibe in my own life. Apart from that, small in a small manner, I have been trying to learn. But the value of continuous learning is very, very important. The reason is the world is changing, and you need to be continuously updated, like we call software updates. So your phones, you would be getting lots of updates. Similarly, our software, our thinking needs to get updated on a continuous basis. So learning is very, very important. Relevant learning is very, very important. The second one is change management. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. I mean, this is so simple, a line Gandhiji made, but very, very powerful. A lot of people have views that this is not right, that is not right. She should do this, he should do this. But the question is this: what should one do? So Gandhiji says, you must be the change. If you want to change something, raise your hand and go about it, do it. The third point is being action oriented. Your future depends on what you do today. That's what Gandhiji said, and so powerful. So what we do today shapes our future. I call it slightly different. I call it deed decides destiny. Our deeds of today will decide our destiny for future. As you will enter in corporate world, there will be disagreements, and which is natural, because each one comes from different background, each one has a different expectation. So Gandhiji said that honest disagreement is often a good sign of progress. So if somebody is disagreeing to you, don't think that they are your enemy. Think that you are getting a new perspective. Moving on to the next one. Input versus output concept. This is a terminology we use always in corporate world. Gandhi said that glory lies in attempt to reach one's goal, not in reaching it. What Gandhiji was trying to emphasize, the means is much more important than the end goal. So your process of working towards your goal is much more important than attaining it. And we saw in a couple of slides back, Gandhiji took that call during the Chauri Chaura incident. So he was he was firm that we will get independence through non-violence. The second point is walk versus talk. Gandhiji said, an ounce of practice is worth 1,000 words. There are many people who would say that, we should do this, or, I would be doing this, I would be doing that. But if we practice, that is more than, saying that, we will do this. The third point is about positive versus negative thoughts. Gandhiji said, a man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. So true. If we will keep ourselves engaged with positive thoughts, we'll walk towards becoming a positive person. And if we start thinking everything bad, then we will be surrounded by negativity only. The fourth point, Gandhiji said that strength does not come from the physical capacity. It comes from the indomitable will. It's a will which makes the difference. Historically, the time has gone where physical strength was most important. The willpower is most important in today's time and age. So if you have will to succeed, you will work toward. Well, if you see from the long-term planning perspective, Gandhiji fine-tuned his his ideas over a long period of time. So Gandhiji said, in a gentle way, you can shake the world. And all the moments which he led during his lifetime is actually example of that. On a self-improvement, Gandhiji said, if I believe I can do it, I shall surely acquire the capacity to do it, even if I may not have it at the beginning. Very true. If all of you decide that, I want to improve, let's say, in this particular subject, if you have that willingness, you will find ways to improve. Similarly, when you will enter in the corporate world, if you don't have any skill set, you will find ways to learn that skill set, either going through training or learning through your friends. You will find time. You will create time for that. And the third point is about relationship. Gandhiji said that the relationship is based on 4 principles: respect, understanding, acceptance, and appreciation. And it is very, very important, not only in corporate relationship, but also in our personal life. The last point here I would like to make is that Gandhiji said that long time back, a no uttered from the deepest conviction is better than a yes merely uttered to please or words to avoid trouble. You would find in personal life and in future, whenever you join the corporates, people tend to say yes. If you want to say no, please say no. It's very, very important. When you will become senior in any organization, and when somebody says yes to you, please check with them again. A lot of time in our culture, when we say yes, we meant that we have heard you, not exactly that we agree with you. So the person says yes, that means he or she has heard. The person who listens that yes thinks that she has accepted, she's in agreement. So a lot of time it is important to always check whether when the person says yes, truly they mean it or not. But whenever you feel that you can't say yes, please say no. So in my perspective, we can learn a lot of things from Gandhiji. And sometime, once upon a time, somebody asked Gandhiji, "What is your message?" He said that my life is my message. So I have today touched upon 3 themes. One is Gandhiji's view on major corporate issues. The second one, Gandhiji's own life and work as a corporate way. And third is, when somebody joins any corporate organization, what are some of the quotes from Gandhiji which can give us inspiration? So this is the last slide from my side. Gandhiji arrived first time in London as an 18-year-old young man to become barrister. This last year, I visited this location. It is called 8 Northumberland Avenue. Gandhiji spent his first night at this particular location. So last year, I went to that place, and on the same date, 29th of September last year. That is all from my side. Thank you. And if you have any questions, I would be more than happy to. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, Prakash. That was an excellent journey.
Thank you very much. So I see that there were some hands were raised. Okay, fine. Any questions? Or
yeah, we have a question. Yeah. So we have one question from Jigna B on YouTube, that how Gandhian principles will help me out to identify role as a teacher to handle upcoming challenges and to modify students' development in recent scenario.
So let me try to understand how Gandhian principle will help me out to identify a role as a teacher to handle upcoming challenges and to modify student development in recent scenario. I think very, very good question. And I think as one of the slides I was sharing, where I talked about Gandhiji doing market research, about understanding the India of that time and the challenges Indian people were facing. I think it's important that in today's time, when we were growing up, there were not so many distractions as a student. Now there are increased distractions. I would say these distractions have come with the advance of technology, which are for good. So I think as a as a teacher, if I was in your shoes, I would see that what is the current circumstances, what are the current circumstances wherein my students are there. So if we understand their perspective, perhaps it will find ways, and there is no single answer for that, because each student might be going through different phases in life. Each family has different circumstances. So if we understand their perspective, we might be able to find a solution there. I hope that that helps.
Thanks, Prakash. I think I would completely agree to that. I mean, it's an unexpected situation, and as you very rightly said, every student may not be struggling only because of her or his challenges, but also the family challenges associated, right? So definitely being more open towards them, being more empathetic, correct? Would certainly be and the step towards any kindness to give them comfort and support. I think would be a great support coming from faculty for students.
Any other questions? I think this is a question from to everyone.
Yeah, civil disobedience was there's something about civil disobedience. Your favorite one?
Yeah. So just wanted to discuss as a strategy, Gandhiji used civil disobedience quite a lot, right? And in a corporate environment where discipline is key in terms of the relationship between the employee and the employer, where does one draw a threshold where something like civil disobedience becomes relevant? Not just in a white collar role, but even in blue collar roles, factories and all. So strikes were a major weapon for Gandhiji. So where do you draw the line when these things become right or wrong?
So I think continuous dialogue is one of the major way in even in the blue collar industries. One can keep all the stakeholders engaged. So as Gandhiji mentioned about taking a role of trustee rather than shareholder, and that changes the entire framework of engaging with the employees. Now, so there are two things, correct? One is a reactive measure, the another one is proactive measure. Reactive measure is this: if you do not agree with any decision by the management, employees can take a route of civil disobedience. The proactive measure is that employees and management, if they are in continuous dialogue, and in order to survive in the competitive world, management would have to take a lot of decisions time and again. Now, if they are always in discussion with employees, thinking that next year we are planning to do this might require plant relocation. Okay, this product is not selling in the market, hence our employees need to be retrained for the new kind of product development. So all these things, if there is continuous discussion, I think the scope of civil disobedience would reduce. But there would be situation where people may find the decisions are not in as per their expectation, and they would go about it. So again, the discussion and dialogue is the most important way of finding way out. And civil disobedience is, I would say, is not is I would say that it's not the cause, it's effect. So if there is a effect, then we need to get into the root cause. That's how I would approach it.
Got it.
I think Pooja said that difficult to follow Gandhi principle in this era. Actually, if you had followed the slide, I would say that Gandhiji was slightly ahead of his time, and the important points which I today shared, a majority of the corporates are actually trying to follow that. Okay, so be it Gandhiji's thought about environment, climate change, B. Gandhiji's thought about the trusteeship. B. Gandhiji's thought about the regional development. Few months back, I finished reading Raghuram Rajan's book, latest book, and there Raghuram Rajan is also talking about this development in a balanced way, and he had asked this, posed this question: if a global maxima is hurting the local economy. So what that means is this: if you have something to produce in the cheapest location across the world, and that is going to hurt the local economy, is this good? And he says that unless the local economies prosper, there would be always controversy that this is good for the overall society. So I would say that it may be difficult in some circumstances, but I think it's very much possible. Okay. Thank you, Pooja, for asking that question. I think if there are no other questions, we will.
Sir, I have one question here. I am Professor Shivakumar here from
Yes.
BMS College.
Yes, Professor.
Your talk is really wonderful, but you have given so many quotes of Gandhiji. I am also the admirer of Gandhiji, and being a teacher, I too quote many sayings in the course of my lecture. And one such saying what Gandhiji has given: simple living, high thinking. But today's scenario, it has become controversial. High living, worse thinking, it has become. How to resolve this issue in the present scenario, particularly as you have focused on the corporate sector?
I would say that if we have role models,
correct,
that helps us to identify. Okay. Now I will just give you two role models, which I have encountered in our corporate world of simple living and high thinking. Okay. We all have known about Azim Premji. Right? Yes. We all know he's a very well respected Indian businessman. I remember he always used to travel economy class, though he could afford the business class.
True.
Okay. Now, this example is important from the perspective that if a Wipro had a policy of saying that employees will flow economy class and their chairman is flowing the business class, so he was not leading by example. So he used to travel by economy class like his all other employees. So he was demonstrating, what he was preaching. That is one example.
Yes.
The another example I could remember comes from late Chief Minister of Goa, Mr. Manohar Parrikar.
Okay.
So a lot of times people think that because you are Chief Minister, you need to have a big team with you, So somebody who was traveling with him in a plane felt, he was just sitting next to him like a normal passenger. So what I am trying to say here is this: if we have role models, then people people will associate with them. So we need to have more role models. That's what I would say.
Correct, sir. I agree with your point, and you made a mention of two personalities. I would like to add one more personality, that is Sudha Murthy. What a wonderful service she has been rendering, and she has been leading such a simple life, and she has been working for the cause of the society. But one thing is, it all depends upon what type of role models we choose. See, Osama bin Laden had money. He used that money for a destructive purpose. Mother Teresa also got money. She used it for a constructive purpose.
Very important point.
Yeah,
I completely agree with you. And Sudha Murthy ji is also inspiration for so many people.
Yeah.
And in fact, if I try to rephrase, Gandhiji's quote that my life is my message, that
True, it
actually
is.
applies to Sudha Murthy
Yeah.
ji as well.
True. And we have to be the change agents, and we have to set an example. And what he himself has said, before changing others, we have to change ourselves first. And charity begins at home.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
So, thanks again. Thanks once again, Principal Ma'am and faculty and students for listening to this small discussion about Gandhiji in the corporate world. And I hope some of you would have found some relevant point. I thank again Neeraj and Manish for organizing this. And my email ID is there with you, and this presentation will be shared with the college, and you can reach out to me in future as well if required. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Prakash. And if I can take a moment to tell something more about Prakash. So Prakash, myself and Manish, we all three are batchmates from IIT. And since we're talking about inspiration and role models, so Prakash comes from a very small town in Uttarakhand. And I think he was the first one from his village who went out for engineering, and that too in a prestigious college like IIT. So he's a self-made person, and he looks for opportunities, how he can contribute back, give back to the society. So I think in last few months, we have been talking to a lot of students and colleges. And we understand a larger segment of our student community still comes from nearby villages, towns and all. So personally, I have found that a lot of time the students have this self-doubt that they are not from metros or they come from humble background. Can they really do well? Can they have big dreams? And can they even achieve? So Prakash is such one example, coming from a very small town from Uttarakhand, and reaching where he is today is again nothing less than an inspiration. Okay, so thanks, Prakash.
Thank you, Neeraj, for kind words.
So sure, I think we can call it. Okay, Neeraj sir, have we come to the end of the program? I'm inspired to propose vote of thanks to each and every one of you.
Sure, please.
Has it come to the end? Shall I start?
Yes, please.
So good evening to everyone. BMS College for Women is a renowned institution which has got a worldwide brand, and the founders of this institution really started with the aim of providing education to women, to say. And this BMS College is nothing but is called as BM Srinivasaya College for Women, the founder. We have to salute BM Srinivasaya and even his great son BS Narayan. And I have been working in this institution since the past 33 years. And I am proud to say that BMS is for B for best, M for meticulous, S for sincere. And if you can understand Kannada here and there, can I use few Kannada wordings also, sir? If you can. Otherwise, anyway, I am proud that as Neeraj sir, you are making a mention, and just now Prakash Singh, Neeraj yourself, sir, and Manish Chaudhary, you are all said, you are all the great sons of this mother India. You are really launching the Indian flag in the other part of the globe, and especially Prakash Singh, the speaker of today. And we have chosen this Gandhian Principles for institutional practices and success in career pathway. And especially as just now you were introducing Prakash Singh, entire deliberations. I have jotted about 6 to 8 pages of his talk by sitting in front of the computer. And 3 issues, sir has made a mention. Gandhiji's perspective in corporate issues. And he made a mention about particularly CSR, corporate social responsibility. As everyone says that it's not the question of thinking what country has done for us. It is the question of thinking what we have done for the country. And of course, perception varies from person to person. As a saying goes, one man's food is another man's poison. But we have to think always positively. And he has made a mention about so many things. No time to repeat all those things. So the main focus, Gandhiji's perspective on corporate issues. And secondly, Gandhiji's life and work. That too corporate appraisal. Very important, sir. So how we have to set an example. See, there is a saying, we need not go in search of friends. Friends should come in search of us. But it all depends upon what qualities we have imbibed. For example, another legend of this nation, Abdul Kalam, how people used to be around him, particularly the children, particularly the students. What a great legend, the Abdul Kalam, what we have seen. And another thing, what sir has chosen, particularly Gandhi's quotes. I have so many books on Gandhiji, the collection of books. And sir has made about the quotes are concerned under just a minute. Here he has given about particularly about non-violence. Gandhiji has followed, and relevant quotes are concerned. Continuous learning. See, till our last breath, we have to keep on learn. There is a saying which goes in English, reading is to the mind is what exercise to the body. So when there is exercise, it will reduce the exercise. What I would like to say, sir. And change management, as said, we have to be the change agent. And being action oriented also, he said. There is a saying in English, action speaks louder than words. I would like to make a mention of Abdul Kalam ji. Again, he has given 4 wordings: vision, mission, passion, and action. So he highlights about action to say. Then input, output, and walk versus talk also. Wonderfully, he made a mention, sir. An ounce of practice is worth 1,000 of words. Action speaks louder than word. And positive versus negative. Lastly, to say, there are so many situations, wherever we workplace, a positive person, whom we call it as optimist. An optimist convert the calamity into opportunity. A pessimist convert the opportunity into calamity. It all depends upon our perception. Sir, I am really delighted to express my sincere thanks for the initiation what you have taken, and in particular Mr. Prakash Singh, who is the advisor for Skilling India, London, United Kingdom. And I am very proud that you are not the citizens of London. You are the citizens of this great Mother Earth, Bharata Mata, what we call Bharata Mata ki Jai. So we are proud that we are Indians, and entire world today, amongst roughly, as far as my knowledge goes, more than 195 countries of the world is looking at India, and they are following our tradition, our culture. So you are really rendering wonderful service being in London, Mr. Prakash Singh ji. And sir has made a mention, you are from Uttarakhand, rural background. But if you can understand, I need time to translate. There are 3 personalities in Karnataka, if you have heard about. One is Mr. Saram Vishweshwaraya, who was born in Muddenahalli. He was the first person to get Bharata Ratna in Kannada language. Then the other one is national poet by name G.A. Kuvempu, who was born in a small village, Kuppalli in Shivamogga. And the another person, a great Kannada cine actor who had just studied 3rd standard by name Dr. Rajkumar. And a poet in Kannada, he describes, these people were not born with silver spoons. They were all born with a poor family, but they became the shining stars of this state, country, nation. So ultimately, in order to have a meaningful, wonderful life, as you said, we have to choose the right role model in order to make our life meaningful. So ultimately, as sir said, we have to adopt the Gandhian principles in order to, what I can say, develop ourselves and also develop our society, our nation, and we should have that patriotism in our mind to say. And even Swami Vivekananda, for that matter, he raised the flag of India in America. And even Vivekananda also says, help ever, hurt never. Like this, a number of things are there. Anyway, I express my sincere thanks to namely Prakash Singh. You are all the great legends or sons of this Mother India. On behalf of our BMS College for Women, Department of Commerce, and all the organizers, I express my sincere thanks. And I tell Prakash Singh, sir, whenever you come to India, whenever you come to Bangalore, and you are making a mention that you are the product of IIM, you said, which is in Banerghatta Road. And you are aware of, you are making a mention, but it is not Chamarajanagar, it is Chamarajpet. Chamarajpet in Bangalore, and Jayanagar, Wilson Garden, and our BMS College for Women is really very nearby to Chamarajpet, hardly walkable distance. Whenever you come to India and Karnataka and Bangalore, you kindly drop into our college. Hearty welcome to you, sir. And entire your deliberations was really awesome. And it's not the question of, as you have made a mention, at least little bit we have to practice in our life. Then only it serves the purpose. And thank you very much, sir. On behalf of our college, management and principal, all the staff members and all the participants. Okay. Then Neeraj Kumar, sir, you are also the co-founder of Skilling India. You have really coordinated all the activities here, and other participants, other resource persons, Manish Chaudhary, and they will be speaking tomorrow and day after also. So anyway, thanks to each and every one of you for making us to select this wonderful topic, and we could give little message to the society. And of course, 138 crores of population of India, 750 crores of populations of the entire world, we cannot change. But before changing others, we have to change ourselves. Normally, I tell, we cannot give light like a sun, S-U-N, sun. At least we have to become a little one candle. So if we lit one candle, we can keep on lighting n number of candles. So first of all, we should become a candle. Then only we can change. So keeping that in mind, you have given a wonderful deliberations. Once again, heartfelt thanks to Mr. Prakash Singh, advisor for Skilling India, London, United Kingdom. And I thank even Mr. Neeraj Kumar, also co-founder Skilling India. And in fact, our principal, Dr. Nanda Madam, for all our activities, any type of activity of this type, all constructive, inspiring activities, she is a motivating and inspirational force for us. So I thank our principal madam also for making us to conduct this program. And the entire college is concerned, BMS Women's College, Department of Commerce is the biggest department in the college. And we have wonderful faculty, and our department is like a family. Any work is given, all our youngsters with lot of commitment, sincerity, with entire zeal they conduct. So they all have helped in conducting this. So at the outset, I thank each and every one of you for making this today's program successful. We expect the same input, knowledge and inspiration for other 2 days also. So by listening to the lecture of Prakash Singh, let us make take an oath and take a commitment that we have been changing. Let us change even further, and we have to refine ourselves. Then only we can outshine others. Anyway, thanks to one and all, sir. And even as I made a mention, Prakash Singh ji, Neeraj Kumar sir, and Manish Chaudhary sir, all the three of you please give a visit to our college. It will be really a pleasure for us, and you are really the treasure of this nation to say. So thanks to one and all. We will meet later in person, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That was such a hearty word of thanks. And yes, looking forward to our next session tomorrow, and also meeting you all in person.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Prakash.